What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and I'm going to be bringing you a game between Evil Geniuses and DK. This is, as you can see up here, a game from the International 2 Series 1 Game B. I don't know what Series 1 Game B actually means, but that's okay. I don't have to know what that means. This is going to be between Evil Geniuses, who are going to be playing as the Dire, and DK playing on the Radiant side. Evil Geniuses is a pretty big force in esports. They have a pretty big StarCraft team. I believe they're also in like Counter-Strike or something like that. I actually don't know. But their Dota team is pretty good as well. I mean, like, they're invited to the International, so they kind of have to be good. But Evil Geniuses is very solid. I believe it's United States based, so go USA. And their opponents is going to be Team DK. Once again, I do not really get the opportunity to cast many Chinese games. The only games I've seen of DK have been in the International that I've watched, and I've kind of been watching them haphazardly, so I might like stumble into a video that I've already seen, but either way, I'm gonna just cast it for experience. Hopefully I won't give anything huge away. But these are from the prelims, so I don't really remember any of those games, and if I do remember any of those games, then it's not really from memory, or like it's not really substantial. Anyway, DK is known for their 4-1 strategy. They basically, I don't want to say they only do it, but that's pretty much what that's pretty much their game plan every single time. Burning is one of, if not the best carry player in the entire world of competitive Dota 2, and as such, he like gets farm and then he kills everything. So Burning is pretty cool to watch, and that's pretty much what DK is known for. They're known for protecting Burning very, very well, and having long DD, Super Zippo, and ROTK just hold down the fort while Burning does his whatever he wants, anti-mage thing, or I don't know, Morphling thing. Morphling and anti-mage, kind of the two biggest heroes as far as carrying goes, mostly because of their mobility and their survivability. They could farm very, very quickly, as opposed to someone like a Dragonite or an OD, who really tend to struggle a little bit more when they're farming. Lone Druid also up there as well because of his survivability. Anyway, some picks are starting to come out. The band's looking pretty normal. Naga Siren, Darkseer, Invoker from the Evil Geniuses side, with Tinker, Lycanthrope, and Chen from DK. Evil Geniuses picking up the Leshrac and Lone Druid, so they're going to have, right off the bat, a whole lot of pushing power. And against a team like DK, I think that's actually a really good idea, because, as I said before, Burning is pretty much, I don't want to say the star player, but he's the one who gets the most attention because of how effective his carrying is. But if you can shut that down in the early game, get an early push off, take a couple of towers, really restrict his farm, then you're really cutting the legs off under DK's side. So we'll see if Evil Geniuses wants to commit to that. Of course, they don't have to. Leshrac could play a more supporty role. You go for Lightning. You do a wide assortment of things, and not necessarily aim for pushing, although I think it would be in their best interests to try to do something like that. DK in response, picking up Nature's Prophet and Rubik, as well, we get the Morphling too. That's obviously going to Burning, so that's going to be their hard carry. Going for the standard 4-1 or 4 Protect 1, I believe it's what a couple of the casters in the International called it. But I'm going to call it 4-1 because that's what I've been calling it for a long time, and that's what I'm going to continue to call it. Nature's Prophet, one of the best heroes for that, as far as the 4 is concerned, because he has the global presence. So whenever your Morphling is getting ganked, or whenever any other of the other 4 are getting ganked, then you could just teleport in. And obviously that's what Nature's Prophet brings to the table every game. But when your number one priority is making space for the hard carry, then that teleportation and that global map presence makes that much more of a difference. So Nature's Prophet is going to offer them that. Rubik, of course, doesn't really have much to steal yet. We're going to see if Evil Geniuses wants to do something like pick up a Tide Hunter, but it might work. That will give them a pretty good spell to steal. And Evil Genius is instead going to pick up the Broodmother, so it looks like they are gearing up for a very, very heavy pushing build. Every single one of their heroes so far have some sort of pushing component. Broodmother does have those Spiderlings, Lone Druid, the Bear, and Leshrac, of course, with the Edict. DK, their number one priority is most likely going to be picking up some sort of support. I believe Crystal Maiden and Lena would do very well. They just need basically early game. They would like a solo mid, and Nature's Prophet or Rubik could do that, so it's not really a necessity, but they need AoE. They need to be able to clear out those spiderlings. They need to be able to possibly isolate the lone druids, bear, or the Shrek and just take them out of the fight. Someone like Brewmaster would probably be a very good pickup for DK. Put that onto, I believe, ROTK is the like number 2 position for DK. But that would be pretty good because you just cyclone up the bear, and then the bear is pretty much out of the fight for the entire thing. And then you, of course, clap down the creeps, and Leshrac is very soft, and Brewmaster hits like a truck, so that is an option for DK. Evil Geniuses, they could still keep up with the pushing. DK did something very smart in banning out the Enigma, because Evil Geniuses would like to pick up that pretty hard pusher and really get that whole army thing going, but Evil Geniuses still have a couple of options for pushing. They could get a dedicated creep clearer, like someone like Keeper of the Light is actually pretty good for pushing, as well as counter pushing actually, so if they do pick up a Keeper of the Light, they could just obliterate creep waves, obliterate whatever Nature's Prophet sends in to kind of stall up the push, and that would, the lanes would be kind of, actually no, the lanes would work. They could tri-lane it, they could, yeah, they could do any number of things. So Evil Geniuses, right now they need, I don't know, I'm guessing Leshrac is going to be playing more of a supporty role, because Broodmother already picked, and Lone Druid going to be picked as well, so that's the 1 and 2 as far as the farm is concerned. And if you don't know what the 1 and 2 means, it's the number 1 hero gets the most farm, number 2 gets the second most, and so on and so forth. So for DK, Morphling is clearly the number 1 so far. I don't know, Nature's Prophet and Rubik kind of close. Ooh, they are going to go for the Brewmaster. So DK, good job listening to me, DK. They're going to be picking up the Brewmaster, and pandas will be everywhere. Right now, they do need someone else to kind of help clear out the creep wave. If Evil Geniuses, with this 4th pick, dedicate themselves towards a really, really hard pushing strategy, because with these 3 heroes, they could just use their early game power to actually push down towers, and then just wait and not actually finish the game. Just ride that advantage out, get the Radiance, get the Black King Bar or Orchid or Manta Style or whatever this Broodmother wants to go for. And then after that, use the towers that they got from the early pushing to really win it in the late game. It's an option for them, or they could just go full on push. And really, this 4th pick will really show their hand. It'll be like, hey, this is what we're actually planning on doing. If they pick up a defensive hero, okay. So they're going to be going for full push. Pugna is going to be the pickup. If they pick up a sniper, I'm going to lose it. Or Tiny, I guess. Pretty decent at pushing too. But Pugna is one of the most dedicated pushers. Netherblast does hurt buildings quite a bit. And it also is going to be a little bit of counter push. It's not really that a big issue when you're fighting against DK at all. Like, let alone this team. This team doesn't have much pushing power. But when you're fighting against DK, you're not really going to expect to be pushed down a whole lot, because, once again, their whole strategy revolves on getting burning those big items and that large amount of time to actually farm up. So we're going to see what DK actually want to do against this Pugna. Pugna is a very soft hero, but he could do a lot of damage. Most of the time when Pugna is picked, it's either a boom or bust. They're going to pick up the Shadow Shaman, a very smart support pick, who, from what I've seen in the International, is pretty much the go-to support nowadays. Rubik, Shadow Shaman, Venomancer is still really popular, but I don't know, Shadow Shaman's really had a little bit of a comeback as far as support goes, and because he's a very easy disabler, and he's also fitting in nicely with the pushing motif of the entire game. I'm sure Evil Geniuses would have liked to pick up that Shadow Shaman. Once they get level 6 on those wards, their pushing would become that much more difficult to stop. But DK gonna ban out the Shadow Shaman from Evil Geniuses by picking it themselves, and Evil Geniuses is gonna pick up the Disruptor as their secondary support, or primary support, I guess you could say. So there we go. We have Evil Geniuses versus DK. Long DD is gonna be playing the Nature's Prophet, ROTK on the Rubik. Oh, I'm wrong. Super is on the Brewmaster. Burning, of course, on the Morphling. And Shadow Shaman is going to be played by Zippo on the Evil Geniuses side. No one is going to be playing anything. They're just going to be played by insane bots. They're all going to walk around, get stuck in the Roshan pit, and then die a whole lot. But as the teams pan out, the whole the whole result of this entire game, basically what's going to happen, is going to be determined in the early stages of the game. Oh, look away, look away, look away, look away. There we go. Okay. If EG manage to push down towers, if their pushes are successful, then they will be in control of this game. If not, if they get picked off, which they very well might, because there's a lot of disabling power on the DK side from the 4, not to mention the additional waveforms coming in from burning. If they manage to get picked off, then it's not going to be fun for them, because their power is definitely going to decline as the game goes on. Looks like it's going to be Demon on the Broodmother heading towards bot lane, going to use the web to clear off those trees, give himself a little bit of vision, and we do have a pause requested from Long DD, so we're going to have a pause. So EG Bulba is going to be playing that Disruptor, Milk is on the Pugna Universe playing that Leshrac, and of course that leaves Fear as the last one to be playing the Lone Druid. I don't exactly know what the lanes are going to look like. Well, Universe... Well, we do have wards on Pugna, and Pugna is kind of bare bones. Right? Get it? Because he's a skeleton? Okay. So he's most likely going to be playing more pure supporty. And who is that? Universe is probably... yeah, really, they could juggle this however they want, but it's most likely going to be a tri-lane with the Leshrac and Pugna on top lane, and I'm going to say Bulba in the middle. I feel like I've seen that before. I don't know where I saw that. But that looks like what is going to pan out for the Evil Geniuses side. Long DD, a lot of Clarity Potions, but also a lot of Iron Branches. Usually if Nature's Prophet is going to jungle, you would see something along the lines of a Ring of Basilius, or at least building towards that Ring of Basilius. So he could be jungling, he could be heading up towards the top lane. We do have 4 heroes on the bottom lane for DK. It's going to be Burning, Super Zippo, as well as ROTK? ROTK, yes. My memory does serve me correctly. Most likely it's going to be Zippo and ROTK sticking around with Burning. Super going to be stuck in that middle lane. That will give Morphling pretty easy farm time. A lot of space, a lot of easy space as well. Shadow Shaman already has a pair of Sentry Wards, so you'll be able to drop those down, I don't know, here, wherever. And then really shut down Demon. Demon's not going to have a fun time at all. And, I mean, usually the Broodmother you expect to at least survive in the lane. And I think Demon will be okay to survive in the lane, as long as he plays carefully. If he gets hexed or shackled, then he could be in a little bit of trouble, because the telekinesis will follow. The Morphling, of course, will wave in for a whole bunch of damage. And then Demon will be a very sad spider. But if he plays it carefully, he will survive, but he won't be able to stop Burning. So Burning will have all the free farm in the world. And then once that happens, it's a matter of, can this top lane for EG overpower that weakness that they're experiencing on the bot lane? And really what they have to do with that is get Fear farm, and more importantly, get towers pushed. They could push this tower very easily. They can push this tower very easily, because most likely top lane is going to be Long DD, and he doesn't have any sort of crowd control. So he's pretty vulnerable as well. You get a Decrepify into a Leshrac stun. That in itself hurts a whole lot. And then once he's out, he could just get right-clicked down by the bear and Edict and all sorts of unhappy spells being thrown his way. Mid lane Disruptor. I really like this Disruptor pick. Just as a hero, I feel like Disruptor isn't picked enough. Glimpse is such a ridiculous spell. The range on this at level 4, cast range 1800. That's like if he's standing right here. God damn, I can't circle. If he's standing right here, that's like you could pick someone up all the way over here and then bring him back. That's a friggin' huge radius. And he just offers so much utility for whoever picks him. I kind of understand why teams don't pick him, because he doesn't have any hard disables. Like, I suppose Shadow Shaman, who has 2. This guy kind of has one, like a half with Kinetic Field. I guess 1 total between Glimpse and Kinetic Field, but it's really not substantial at all. And it's pretty unreliable to boot. So it looks like Disruptor is going to be heading towards the mid lane. Yeah, it's going to be Bulba solo mid Disruptor, and yeah, that's going to be it. Long GD already sending out some treants. Pick up an invisibility rune, so that's going to ensure that he has a little bit of easy time. And some asshole is mowing the lawn, and it's really fucking loud. I don't like him. But Demon now going to see what he's up against. He will spot out that Zippo does have a pair of sentry wards, and this trial. Oh, it's actually going to be Super on the bottom lane and Burning in the middle lane. So Burning is going to be contested a little bit more as far as the farm goes, because of course the Disruptor is ranged, but it might not even matter. Long DD is here with an invisibility rune, and Bulba's already taking some damage from Burning. Unfortunately, Long DD has not picked up any Sprout. He's only level 1, so really, what would you pick up instead? So Bubba might be in a little bit of danger if Long DD could get like the sickest block of his life. But Burning is taking a lot of damage, going to be forced to pop the salve very early. And then he's going to just wander up to the top lane. ROTK is having a little bit of fun with Demon, trading a couple of hits. And he's forcing Demon a long way away from the lane. It's just giving Super complete free farm. Super is going to be a pretty powerful force. I think it probably would have been better if they put Burning down there, because right now Burning is having his farm contested somewhat by the Invoker. Burning is definitely doing better as far as the creep score is concerned, but still every time he hesitates or every time Bulba does get something, then that's something that Burning would have gotten if he was down in the bot lane, if that makes any sense. Yeah, the point is he's having his farm contested by a little bit, and that's slowing him down. Long DD trying to get a couple of kills on the neutrals. Very cute tactics coming out there. But Fear on the top lane will have a pretty easy time. Long DD will be facing a lot of pressure from Universe, from Malk. Malk is... I don't know what Malk is doing. He's going to try to pull this, I guess. Sure. Keep the creep equilibrium. Wait till your Edict gets up. Wait till your Bear gets up. Wait till you get that Demolish. Then you can start pushing down towers. The push from EG isn't the earliest. Oh no, Demon, you might be in a little bit of trouble, but Sentry Ward, nowhere close. And Demon is going to make another web, and that's going to be that. So Ward's going to be being burned out from DK, keeping Demon back. But unfortunately for DK, not letting them get any kills. Trees aren't having a good time either, so there's that. Super on the bot lane is going to get complete free farm. We're going to have to see what he wants to actually do with this. He could go for a very quick Blink Dagger. Once he gets that, the very soft lineup of EG is going to be in a little bit of trouble. With blinking in with a Panda Brewmaster, it will mean trouble for pretty much all of EG. The only one who could really survive it is Fear, but he doesn't even have... once he has level 6, he'll be fine. But, I mean, they have to deal with the clap, they have to deal with shackles from Shadow Shaman and telekinesis and all that stuff. So that will give DK the initiation that they really need. Wouldn't be surprised if we see Zippo later on picking up a Blink Dagger of his own, so they can just get that huge initiation range off. You get the Brewmaster blinking in, you get the Morphling waveforming in, all that good jazz. Demon only level 1 on the bot lane, so he's not having a fun time at all. Kind of to be expected from a Broodmother against a tri-lane. Broodmother will be able to bounce back though. If he doesn't really need creep kills, but if he just slowly waits and gets experience, gets a couple of levels of spawn Spiderlings, and then somehow gets his Soul Ring up, then he'll be fine. He can just continue to throw out those Spiderling injects. And some douchebags in the next room are being really loud. But I guess it's okay, because I'm probably going to be pretty loud too. I hope, I'm actually trying to be a little bit quieter, just because there are people next to me now, and I have to be considerate. Although, they're all pretty much D-bags, so fuck those guys. Looks like the push on the top lane is going to commence. Malk with the level 2 blast is going to start chipping down that tower. Universe does have 2 points of Edict. He's going to have to work on the creep wave first, because every single tick of the Edict that does not hit the tower is a lot of wasted damage. The blasts continue to pop out, and the bear gets resummoned right before it goes down. So the tower already down to about half health. DK not interested in defending it. I don't think they're even capable of defending it unless they bring up both Zippo and ROTK, and possibly even Super. They even stand a chance to defend this tower. It's not going to happen though. Fear is going to get the last hit with his main hero. That is going to put him at 1,300 gold. Does he have any boots? He haven't bought anything yet. 26 for 8. So he's farming definitely the strongest on the map. With that tower, he's going to have a lot of gold to kind of play around with as well. But DK, they don't want to lose the tower for free. They're going to push a little bit on the bot lane. But they don't really have the pushing power that EG has. They do have the clap and the fade bolt, as well as the ether shock to clear off the creep wave. but after that there's no way to actually hurt the tower, whereas EG, they have the, well, there you go, clearing creep wave for it. EG, they do have the Edict, they do have the Blast, they do have the Bear. This tower is going to take a little bit longer to actually bring down. Once that happens, Demon will have a chance to get some farm. Let's see if he is actually going to deny it. The tower is in deny range, and Super is starting to tank the tower. Go for it, Demon. Go for it. Going for it with the spiders, but with 36 damage total, that's not going to happen. Actually using the spiders to, I think, cancel off a clarity by Sippo, so good play there. Oh no, Burning might be in a little bit of trouble. Static Storm. Oh, the kinetic field misses. Do you have any glimpse? No, you don't have any mana. Unfortunately, Burning. Oh, Burning might still be in a little bit of trouble. He gets Split Earth and a Blast from Melk, picking up the first blood. Did not expect that kill to happen, even after the Morphling missed. And no, okay, Broodmother also dying on the bottom lane. Telekinesis, Fade Bolt, and a teleport in from Lone DD, and here comes the pushing power. From the 4 of the DK side, they did lose Burning, which is something that they absolutely do not want to happen in any of their games ever. They're going to try to take a tier 2 for tier 1 universe. Oh, Melk getting solo killed by Burning. I don't know what he was doing there. Split Earth and Kinetic Field are going to hit. He's going to Strength Morph it all back, though. Burning, Bulba does have a double damage and trying to do the right click damage. RTK now has arrived to the fight. Unfortunately, no level 6 for him, so he's not going to be able to cast any Kinetic Field or Glimpse or anything like that. So DK does pick up another tower. Demon with no counter pushing ability. Broodmother is like one of the worst counter pushers. I mean, you know, he does have some, but as far as professional level heroes go, like, you know, heroes that are actually chosen professionally, Broodmother doesn't have much counter push because Spiderlings are really like snowball pushers, and they don't really have anything to offer outside of that. But as it stands, DK has picked up 2 towers, whereas EG have only picked up 1. Kind of surprising, considering, you know, you got the Pugna pick, and you have the Leshrac pick, and you have the Broodmother pick, and you have the Lone Druid pick. So expect that EG would be taking towers left and right, but instead they're getting picked off. Burning somehow getting a kill by himself in the mid lane. I don't know why that would happen, and you never ever want to feed Burning kills. It's bad enough when you feed him creep kills, but when you actually start feeding him hero kills, then you know you're in some deep shit. The 2-1 so far. DK leading by 1 kill and 1 tower. But EG, their levels are still pretty low, so they still do have a lot of time to actually get their pushing lineup in gear. Fear does have 2,400 gold, and he hasn't bought a single thing. I think he got boots, I think. But either way, he's saving his gold, so he's going to be aiming for a relic as fast as he can. And once he gets that, I think he's definitely going to, well, he's definitely going to be the most powerful hero on the map. And then they could definitely capitalize on that fact by actually pushing really hard. Burning might be in a little bit of trouble now. Universe is chilling with an invisibility rune. Gonna go for that Split Earth? No. Canceling that one. He wants this, but Burning is kind of moving in a weird pattern. There's Split Earth. Gonna land perfectly on Burning. There's the ultimate from the Disruptor as well. Telekinesis onto Universe. He's sitting in tower range. Universe is gonna go down. Burning is still alive, and Long GD has teleported in with the Sprout and the Waveform from Burning. Gonna leave the Morphling to pick up that kill. That gank went completely wrong for EG. They severely underestimated how much survivability this Morphling has with that level 3 morph. Lots of strength, and there's really not enough burst from EG. Disruptor does do a little bit of damage, but Leshrac level 4 is definitely not enough, especially when you're chilling in tower range. That's not what you want to do. Towers hurt. You don't want to tank those up at all, so it's not looking good so far for EG, although they do still have quite a bit of time. Once again, it's really going to rest in Fear's hands. If he get his... Whoa, that's a lot of gold. If he could get his relic really quickly, which he looks like he's probably going to get a 15-minute relic or radiance. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. Once he gets that, they could use the pushing... really capitalize their pushing power a whole lot. Now Bulba and Demon looking for a kill on Super, but Super does have his ultimate, and there's really no way of stopping that, especially since Disruptor didn't have his Static Storm up. So nothing's going to happen there. And Super gets to walk away picking 2 blink. He didn't like the first one, I guess. He definitely bought one and then sold one and then bought the same one again. Maybe he got a different one. Maybe it was defective. I don't know. Blink daggers kind of you know, you hear that lead paint scandal with the blink daggers because they were made in China. Yeah, you don't want to buy blink daggers without thoroughly inspecting them first. There's a recall, and then everything was just really messy. It's a messy market of blink daggers. But either way, Super with a blink dagger, as I said before, is going to increase DK's initiation range by a whole lot. I mean, their initiation range is pretty much global with that Nature's Prophet pick, but right now they could jump right onto Bulba and immediately split, and Bulba is in a huge amount of trouble. Gets hexed by Zippo, and he's going to go down whether he likes it or not. Going to drop down a kinetic field. So he's going to hold out the Pandarins for a little bit, but Malk is trapped in a whole mess of pandas, and he's going to go down, Morphling with a killing spree. And that glimpse failing on super. That's actually kind of weird. Casted glimpse, but he's split right before that, so nothing happened there. And DK on the back of those 2 kills, they're going to look for the mid-tier 1 tower. That creep wave just got annihilated, and this tower is not long for life. ROTK might be in a little bit of trouble. Universe is circling around, and Fear does have enough money for that relic. Now, can the Split Earth land? Yes, Split Earth is perfect, and ROTK most likely going to go down from this. He's going to juke his way to the right, but an entangle, the lucky entangle actually, from Fear is going to hold him out and get the kill. The wards have been procured by the Shadow Shaman level 6 at least, and that is going to mean the tower is going to take a lot of damage. I don't know if they could actually take this. I mean, with that waveform damage on Milk, they probably definitely take it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They could definitely take this tower. Nature's Prophet does pick that one up. Disruptor with double damage rune tried to get it denied, but unfortunately for him, did not manage to make it work. That is going to mean DK is sitting at a huge gold advantage. Yeah, 4,000, and only 1,000 as far as experience goes, which is kind of surprising considering the kills. But DK, they're looking pretty good. Morphling has 2,000 gold, Ring of Aquila, and as well as the magic stick. So he's farming very well, farming both creeps and heroes. And when you do that as a hard carry, well, that's just awesome. Fear, on the other hand, has picked up his relic and does have the Radiance in just a little bit, so it looks like it's going to be a 15-minute Radiance. The problem is, though, the levels are not going the way of EG. Look, their Pugna's is level 6, which is pretty good, but Pugna is level 6, only 600 health. Leshrac needs to be level 8. That's when he's really the strongest, you know, relatively the strongest. Bulba, with the solo mid lane, not even higher than that oh yeah, he is. What am I talking about? RTK might be in a little bit of trouble. There's the kinetic field and the edict. RTK is chilling in the static storm as well. Not what you want to do, and RTK is going to fall down. So yeah, Disruptor is a higher level. I don't know why I can't count. I feel like that's something I should be able to do by now. You know, because I'm not 5 years old. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to this game. Burning with the power treads, now with 1,500 gold. I don't know what he wants to get, but he could get pretty much anything. Oh, Fear, you messed up the tower. Trian's picking up the tower when you have a bear with the relic as well as your main hero to deny that. Fear botched that a little bit. DK's gonna be happy about that one. And you know, I really don't know what EG could do. Their late game is okay with the Lone Druid and Broodmother, but against Morphling, who's being played by Burning's Morphling, that's dangerous. Like more dangerous than usual Morphling. It's just not looking good for them at all. You can see from the wards, very aggressive in the mid lane. They want to know who's, well, they're covering the wards for one, but they also want to know who's in the mid lane at all times. That was Burning's lane, so they want to know when they come in and when they can actually get the kill on them. Bear's gonna die, maybe? Run, Bear! Bear actually gets out of there. Oh, he got resummoned. But with the Treants, with the level 6 on Zippo, this tower, tier 2 on top, which is the last tier 2 tower of EG, is going to fall. Nether Ward is going to be placed just to burn a little bit. That mana range isn't even in range. So it's not even going to burn any mana. It's just going to be free gold for burning. That's the last tier 2 tower that EG has. So with their pushing lineup, they're not pushing. It's really a problem for EG when you pick a pushing lineup and you can't actually get pushes. It's kind of a problem. Kind of a problem. But Fear has finished that Radiance, which means he is pretty much the most powerful hero on the map. If he does take a 1 vs 1, he will win most of the time. I'm pretty sure you could duel pretty much anyone, but the problem is Lone DD has picked up Hand of Midas, Nature's Prophet, with that. Brewmaster going for an Aghanim Scepter, and Morphling going for a shotgun. So even though Lone Druid might be able to survive these fights, his allies will not. The supports aren't, the supports aren't really capable of pushing at this point, yet that's what they were supposed to do. They kind of shot themselves in the foot by expecting to get a really strong push off a tri-lane without at least getting some more bulk in the front. Like, they do have a bear, but usually you would want an enchantress or a Chen to actually provide the meat shields. So they do have enough damage to actually kill towers, but they don't have enough life to tank the towers. You saw that before when Leshrac was just sitting over here. The tower did so much damage to him, and Leshrac didn't stand a chance against that. So right now, DK, they're content to farm. They do have the hardest carry in the game. Well, in this game particularly, but maybe also in the entire game of Dota. Burning, being pretty good on his farm. 312, 71 CS, 15 minutes in, so not bad at all. And once he gets that shotgun, he's just gonna continuously feed off of EG. Broodmother is heading towards a whatchamacallit, Orchid, but at that point, I don't even know if it's gonna be enough. Demon just got shut down so hard. Only took one death, so it wasn't the worst possible thing, but Broodmother needs a little bit of time to actually recover from a really bad lane like that. He's working on it, but I don't know if DK is actually going to give him the opportunity to get up there, to get his core items up, to actually finish that Orchid, to finish the BKB afterwards, because they're farming very, very quickly. Nature Prophet with the mechanism as well as the Hand of Midas, as I said before. So he's going to pick up a lot of those utility items. You go for a Force Staff, you can go for a Sheep Stick if he wants, and then at that point, it's going to be a lot of trouble. Lots of spiders going to run into Super and RTK, but this is just food. Yum, yum, yum. Spiders, so delicious. And that Fade Bolt jumping all around. I mean, a lot of gold for Rubik. Creep Wave is pretty big, so they might want to make something happen on this bot lane. There are 4 members of EG here. Unfortunately, their most powerful here, the Lone Druid, is not there. They kind of need him to continue farming, because if the Lone Druid doesn't get any farm, then, well, you're pretty much going to be screwed. But EG, they're in a little bit of a tight situation. See how much the gold is. Yeah, it's 7,500-ish in favor of DK, but remarkably the experience is 0. How is that possible? Okay, the Lone Druid just getting a whole bunch of experience by himself. The supports from DK aren't that high level either. Shadow Shaman is level 7 only, I guess, but the most important thing, though, is that the experience distribution on DK is on the important heroes. Brewmaster is almost level 11. Nature Prophet is level 11. Morphling is getting up there as well with the level 11 on him. So the gold advantage is going to play a lot more of a role than the experience advantage is, whereas for EG, where their heroes are mostly based on their spells, the experience advantage is what you want to have. I mean, like, if you have the gold advantage, that's great, but the experience advantage is really the important thing. DK's heroes kind of more gold reliant, and they do have the gold advantage, so they're going to be happy with that. Experience advantage is not there. A lot of DK heroes smoked up looking for someone to kill. Smoke is going to run out without finding anyone. They might run into Fear if they continue to commit to this path. They will. It's not going to be a smoke gank anymore, but Fear, you're chilling there way too far, and you're going to get telekinesis, blink, then clap, and an instant split from the Brewmaster, and Fear is going to take a ton of damage. Rock to the face. Zippo has arrived with the Hex, with the Shackle, Cyclone, and Dispel, Shackle onto Fear, and Fear's going to go down with the Fade Bolt. Pew, pew, pew from Rubik, picking up that kill. That's going to set Lone Druid back a little bit. Oh no, Zippo got a glimpse back, and he's going to get blasted down by that Pugna. Blink in from Super, going for Universe. Split Earth is going to miss just barely. The Fade Bolt is going to pick up that Leshrac kill. Bulba got something stolen from him. It's going to be that Lightning Strike, but it doesn't matter because Super is here with long GD. He's going to pick up the Pugna. Pugna just away. He's too soft as a hero. That's why teams don't pick him, is because you just blink in, clap, and then you're pretty much dead. And if you have a Nature's Prophet with a Global Blink to follow up, then, well, there's nothing you could do. As I said before, when Pugna is played, or when Pugna is picked up, he's most of the time a boom or a bust hero. He either does really good or really bad, and right now the Pugna isn't doing anything at all. So I would say that this is pretty much a bust. He does almost have his mech. He's farming pretty well, but with an early game hero like Pugna, you really want to do better. He's not getting enough right now. He's doing surprisingly okay, considering the circumstances, but surprisingly okay isn't enough to justify picking up Pugna when you could pick up a different support hero. Because, you know, they're still not pushing. There's only one tower down for EG. And if you're going to pick up pushing a lot but not push, and then before it's a problem, Glimpse onto Burning, going to pull him back into the EG side. Unfortunately, the Split Earth is not going to hit. No entangles there. The Nether Ward just did a lot of zapping action on Burning because he was strength morphing. I actually have never seen that before. That's pretty cool. Burning is going to try to hold this tower with Sip, but he does have a little bit of support coming in from Super. Tower is going to go down. Blink in from the Brewmaster. He doesn't have his ultimate now. Kinetic Field is going to go up as well. Burning just standing his ground. He's going to have to morph to Strength, but it's not going to happen. He gets silenced. Super is also silenced, and he's getting worked down by Fear. Super is going to go down. Bulba just standing his ground. Milk is going to decrepify himself, and ROTK is going to be the next one to fall. Long DD is the only one from DK still alive, and he's going to die as well. Long DD, if you are dead, sir, that is a very good trade for EG. That is exactly what they needed. Their Lone Druid survived. Their Disruptor survived. And everyone else, you know, kind of acceptable casualties as far as that goes. But getting a lot of gold and a lot of experience. Let's see what actually happened to that 2053. I'll just give it a little bit more time to actually update. But EG took a very good fight there. But the problem is that fight is not going to replicate itself because Brewmaster did not have his ultimate. Morphling was already very weak when the fight started. And the wards were up, but they didn't get dropped. So DK kind of not playing with a full hand of cards there. And they paid the price, but next time, I don't know if EG will be as lucky. And the Static Storm was good, but really that was everything they had. They don't have anything else to offer as far as the team fights go, whereas DK, they have a lot more. And I know it sounds like I'm hating on EG pretty hard right now, but they're simply not accomplishing the goals that their draft is set up to do. They're not taking the towers. They only took 2 towers, whereas DK have taken all of EG's towers, or all of EG's outer towers so far. And, like, something that you don't want to have happen is just lose because you're outpicked. You want to lose because you're outplayed, but right now, EG, they're not executing the strategy properly. And I don't know if that's because they're not playing properly or if DK is just not letting them, but either way, they're struggling and they're going to continue to struggle as the game progresses. They might catch a couple of picks here. ROTK and Super can be locked down and killed. They do not have any vision here, so Super immediately getting it silenced. Kinetic Field is not going to hit Super, but he's going to get glimpsed right back. Super looking for that split. He is going to get it off. So now EG has to turn tail and run. Demon is going to be the first one to die here. ROTK has stolen Pulse Snuff, only level 1, however. Everyone just running ROTK, blinking forward. How did you get there? ROTK is a blink dagger. That is how he got there. Morphling is going to pick up the Brood Mother, and that looks like it's going to be the only one to actually go down. No, Milk is going to die, and Universe to die shortly after. Fear now caught in a forest of trees, and usually bears are happy in the forest, but this bear is not. Disruptor is fighting Shadow Shaman as well as Super, but Bulba not long for life. Blink forward from Super, and Bulba is going to die to the creeps, and the last one to die is Fear, and that is what I'm talking about. EG, even though they did take that pretty good fight before. Oh, run, Lone Druid, run! Oh, that's unfortunate. Even though they did take that good fight before, they could not do it again because DK simply has more power. They didn't have all their power in that last fight, and in this fight they did. They had the split, they had a full health Morphling who did some pretty good damage, and EG simply didn't have any way of amplifying their power. Long GT, you don't... What are you doing there? What are you doing there? That's not what you want. That's not what you want to do. So EG's in a little bit of a rough spot. You can see the little dip the gold chart took, but now with that secondary fight, DK right back up there, starting to take the experience advantage as well. And if DK continue to fight when they actually have their full power, when they have the split, when they have the wards, when they have a Morphling at full health, then they should be fine. They do have a shotgun on the Morphling right now. It's 24 minutes in, so not bad there. They're only going to get stronger, and EG, they have to make something happen. They have to get these towers, because as the gold advantage sits, 7,500, if they take the rest of the outer towers, EG is going to be in a pretty good advantage. They're going to have pretty good map control. They do have some pretty core items up as well, and then with what they have, they should be able to make a lot out of it. Unfortunately, they're just not giving the opportunity because of this counter push that DK has. If they could somehow get in with this Disruptor Glimpse or something like that, they should be able to make something happen. But right now they're just chilling. They have smoke. They have a Hyperstone on the bear. And, like, Fear's still farming. The problem is that no matter how farmed Fear is, his team is not going to survive. And the Lone Druid, he's a great carry hero, but he definitely cannot take a Morphling, a Brewmaster, and a Nature's Prophet, and a Rubik, and a Shadow Shaman, because they're all going to be up while all of EG's heroes are going to be dead. So the bear, unfortunately, needs to do his damage a little bit quicker, but the bear is not the most bursty of carries. He's not a Morphling who could instantly shotgun someone down and then have that fight be a 4 versus 5 from there on out. The bear really relies on that Radiance to slowly burn down and use his bulk to kind of outlast the enemy team. And although that's great, I mean, like, that's a perfectly legitimate way to play, but unfortunately for EG, Disruptor does not play that way. Leshrac usually does play that way, but in this case is not capable of playing that way. Pugna definitely not capable of playing that way either. So Fear is going to outlast his team to the point of kind of not being effective anymore. Because even though he'll be alive, his allies won't. And DK could easily focus down the EG side, the heroes of the EG side, and then just leave Fear to last. What EG have to do now is they have to get a pick and then ride that pick into a tower. But right now they're really scared. You can see it, they're chilling in the middle of nowhere. They don't want to go out, even though they really have to start taking towers right now. They need a little bit more map control. But they know that wherever they go, that there will be teleports to follow, teleport scrolls, as well as the Nature's Prophet teleport. And it's just really dangerous. They have smoked up now. They're going to look for a pick. Unfortunately for them, all of DK are in the jungle. It's the classic Chinese cautionary playstyle. I'd have people say that the Chinese are pretty much just farming games. And although I'm kind of inclined to agree, it's because they don't take risks. Whenever they go out for a kill, they get that kill. They don't have the kill turned on them. Or, you know, mostly. And they farm very safely, but now Burning might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to run face first into the Broodmother. He doesn't have any vision, but EG is not looking towards that Morphling. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go for that Morphling. He looks pretty tasty. He just used Waveform as well. Morphling is a prime target, but the Morphling does have a lot of backup in ROTK, as well as Zippo, as well as Super. There goes the Nether Ward. Might be a little bit premature unless they can make a fight happen now. Super is going to blink it. Instantly gets silenced by the Broodmother. Super might be in a little bit of danger, but he's so tanky right now. He's just running around. He doesn't give a crap. There's the split from him. Universe did get hexed up, and the Nether Ward is going to drop. Universe is in a ton of trouble away from his team. Perfect ward trap, and Morphling with the right click can pick up that kill. The bear is in the air, and he is going to land into a pile of pandas. Fear, unfortunately, does not have enough health to survive all of these heroes, and he's going to go down as well. And as I said before, they just simply can't fight once that split is up. Now is EG's chance for a fight. But unfortunately, after losing the Lone Druid, which is pretty much the only hero that they need to win a fight, there's no opportunities for them anymore. And DK, on the back of those 2 kills, they're going to push into the tier 3 towers. Kinetic Field trying to stall them up a little bit. But it's not going to last for long. RTK going to bring Malk a little bit closer into the clap, into the shackle, and Malk is going to get shotgunned down by Burning. Dominating streak on him, and this tower is going to take a lot of damage now. Fortification trying to buy EG a little bit more time, but their bear not up for another 25 seconds, and DK could rip through this tower and a melee racks in 25 seconds. So, no buyback on him? Yeah, there's no buyback on him either, so... Oh, there is. He is not doing it, he's just losing Raxes. Okay. But now RTK and Super are going to go for Bulba, doing so much straight up burst damage, and with the shotgun to follow up, Disruptor is not going to live. The Raxes are starting to go down. There goes one set, 21-11. DK just riding at such a constant advantage throughout this entire game, and EG unfortunately unable to capitalize on their pushing lineup. DK is just going to retreat, push out the middle lane, and then slowly take the Raxes one by one. Every time the Brewmaster ultimate is up, they want to take a fight. They do have Aghanim Scepter on him, so the Brewmaster is pretty much as strong as he's going to be. You know, a couple auras could help, but Brewmaster's at the peak of his strength. Morphling will continue to just get stronger, and oh no, they found Fear one more time. Teleport in from the Nature's Prophet, and Fear is just sitting in a mess of DK heroes. He's going to go down. And now he doesn't even have money for buyback. The creep wave in the middle lane is being pushed towards the EG tower. And that means the DK could ride that creep wave all the way into the throne if they choose to do so. Of course, they could just stop and head top and get mega creeps, play a little bit more safe. But really, they don't have to, because 45 seconds is not enough time for EG to hold out. They're simply incapable of doing so at this point. They can lay down the Static Storm. They can lay down as many Pugna Blasts as they want. But they're not going to be able to bring down any kills because of the initiation range coming out from DK. This Rax is going to go down. RTK blinking in, going to drag Malk into the kinetic field, which he could just walk through, but Morphling with shotgun says, no, you're not going to get away from that. There's the GG call from Malk. This game is over. DK playing such a smooth textbook game, taking every single small advantage and not letting EG play the way that they want to play. DK had firm control of this entire game. That is going to put them at 1-0 in the preliminary rounds of the International 2, and that is going to be the game. Long GD is going to get silenced sitting in the Static Storm, but at this point the GG has already been called, so it doesn't even matter. He just, gets Static Stormed up. Super is also probably going to die as well. No, no. Oh, the jukes are too strong. Run, Super. Oh. But anyway, that's game, guys. I know that you've probably seen a lot, if not all, of these games, and I will bring you guys more of the Absolute Arena King of the Hill, which I know that is definitely not as much viewership on that as there is on the International, but right now I just need to continue practicing my casting because, well, you're never a perfect caster. You only ever improve. So I'm just going to cast these, and if you have like quests for anything, please let me know, because I am always looking for stuff to do. I have been playing more, but the games I've been playing have kind of been shitty, so they're not going to go up. But I'm going to try to get more of those FP VODs out. Going to try to cast more of these for practice. So if you have like a replay or anything, then, well, I'm not going to guarantee I'll cast it, but I'm just looking for stuff to do right now, which is why I'm casting this, just for practice. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been DK versus EG from the preliminary rounds of the defense, and I believe that is all I have to say. Should be. Well, I guess more preliminary games to come. I'm going to try to get through all of them. Why? Because practice, that's why. As always, comments, criticism, feedback, insults, constructive criticism, all that good stuff, especially insults. Need more of those. Thanks for watching, guys. GG.